Hello and welcome to Andisheh Conversations. As you can see, I have changed the podcast title from Andisheh Parenting to Andisheh Conversations because I'm planning to have more conversations broader than the topic of parenting. It's been a year since I published my first episode in English, and I decided to have a special episode on me. Uh, because of the timing, I find it informative and necessary to record this episode about how it has been being born and raised in Iran. Iran is a huge black box for most of the people because how media is covering the news from Iran. Unfortunately, I need to say that the line between activism and journalism is pretty thin right now in the United States, Canada, Europe. We rarely have journalists that are not activists, which is not good. I decided that I dedicate this 1 year anniversary episode to how was my life in Iran, being born and raised and live in Iran. I'm a 40-year-old woman right now, immigrated in 2013. I was born in 1986. So without further ado, let me share my screen. I have some photos for you here to make it more fun. Okay, this is me as a baby and as a 1-year-old. I was born in Iran. These are my parents, my mom and dad. This is my sister, some family photos. The photo on the top left is both of us in our daycare center in Persian New Year. There was a lot of extracurricular classes that we used to attend, a lot of sports. I did taekwondo. I have a black belt in taekwondo, swimming, basketball, volleyball, um, English classes, obviously. That's how I learned how to speak English and write English. I put a photo of both me and my sister building a snowman because I hear that a lot. Do you have a snow in Iran? I have lived in Toronto, Canada, and in Austin, Texas after immigration. And I would say the weather of Iran is somewhere like I cannot tell the whole Iran because Iran is so big. Different parts of Iran has different weathers. I have lived in Mashhad, northeast, and a few years in Tehran. And I would say the weather is in between Texas and Toronto, more to the Texas side, but not that warm. So we get snow. But if the snow is enough. Our schools get closed. The shops are running. So again, this is also in between Texas and Canada. In Canada, you have snow up to your knees and everything is going on normally, work, school. In Texas, there's just one drop of snow and everywhere is closed. So in Iran, it's somewhere in between. You have to get some snow for the school to get closed. But the vibe of the city is amazing. So happy when it snows. We make snowmans in our yards. People make snowman. That all the shopkeepers, you can see a lot of different kinds of fun snowmans in front of the shops, and the whole city is full of laughter and fun. And it's so beautiful. I put a photo of some barbecue here because barbecue is a huge part of our culture. The photo on the top bottom is from very old time. That's my uncle preparing barbecue. The young boy in the middle, he is around 35 years old now. I think he's around like 6, 7 years old here. But basically, anywhere we go, picnic, camping, barbecue, and just socializing through barbecue and cooking is in outdoors is part of our outing fun. We drink, we barbecue, we have our tea, obviously, and it's pretty fun. I put this photo also to just show how we look like when we gather. Like this is our normal weekend. My parents, in-laws' parents, siblings, all of us are in one place normally. You can see this one. This is a samovar, which I know it's a word that Russians know that word too. And this is our tea. The tea is always ready there. We don't use tea bags. That's disrespectful to the people, anyone who's there. So this is how we prepare our tea outdoors. And people are like, most of the time, men are preparing the food. Some like chicken barbecue here, you can see is ready. And some like my sister, some people are having it as an appetizer before the whole thing gets ready. My dad is preparing some kind of food. It's called halim, which looks like soup. It's for breakfast, but it doesn't taste like it tastes amazing. Somebody is preparing tea for someone else and somebody's having tea. I put this photo here because this is very important. This is tahdig. This is the crispy bottom part of the pan. And This is very important. We fight over this. Depending on what you're cooking, is it rice or spaghetti in the pan? Like here is crispy potato, and because we were cooking spaghetti in the pan, so we had crispy spaghetti. But if it's rice, it's going to be saffron rice with potato. And again, you have to be fast with this. It's going to go fast, and people are fighting over it. And it's one of the fun parts of our gathering. So we have a very collective culture. We are rarely like nobody's by themselves on the weekend. Uh, even smaller cities, towns, for example, after work, again, we are with friends, families. I can rarely find a photo that is just me because we're always together. We also serve alcohol in our gathering like most regularly, especially if it's like young and my generation, after my generation and after my generation mostly. We make our own wine because alcohol is illegal in Iran and it's smuggled in. So you have to have a trusted source so it's not dangerous. So most of us, we just make our own wine at homes, and then we serve that in our private. It is illegal. The government in Iran, the police can invade into your house if you're having wine or any kind of alcohol. They can arrest you and take you to the police station, and the punishment is lashes. I haven't experienced lashes, but I know friends who have experienced that. It's pretty brutal, and you have to go to a hospital to be taken care of after that. Um, it's a bad experience. This is how we look like at our schools. So we had to cover our body head to toe. We had to have a uniform that is longer over our knees, pants, and cover our hair. We had to have the same uniform. If, for example, here instead of a pants, like in normal pants that is for this uniform, you have jeans. The school they wouldn't let you in. The principal of school, they wouldn't let you in school. If we had, for example, nails that were polished, we would not be let in. If we had nails that were not taken care of, even we would not be let in. If in this was my generation, like some girls, they have like a little bit of mustache, right? If you get rid of the mustache, they would let you in. If you work on your eyebrows, they wouldn't let you in. Sometimes some of we get exiled for 1 week, so the mustache grows back. Um, yeah. Even the generation before me, they were not allowed to wear white sneakers at a school. And we get our freedom by fighting and basically not doing what they ask for. A lot of us get arrested, get punished because of those stuff. But we change the rules by just not following the rules. And some people get sacrificed in the middle. Um, Obviously, this generation, I think they are okay to take care of their mustache. I don't know, like, and eyebrows, but they fought for it. We fought for it. This is how we look like in our private, it's very different. Obviously, you can see it's all girls here, but because our high schools and middle schools and primary schools is all girls school and all boys school, we are separated. So all my friends, when we are gathering together, are girls. We managed still to have boyfriends. We did manage, but sneakily, our parents didn't know, so we couldn't invite them over for the gatherings. I'm pretty sure that the new generation is not like that. They're communicating those stuff about girlfriend and boyfriend with their parents, and they get invited over. Yeah, things are changing there too. But yeah, this is how we look like again in our private, which is pretty similar to what people I see in America and anywhere in the West experience. Um, the big difference, I would say, after living here, I would say we have a huge collective culture compared to the individualism that I see here. We are always together. And like, this is also illegal. Like, this is my friends. We are gathering. We are not related. So in Iran, with the government of Iran, if you are not married, some of us are boyfriend and girlfriend, and some of us are married here. So if you are not married or you are not related through as a relative to somebody who is not your same gender, if boys and girls are together, they can again invade your home. They can arrest you and take you to the station. The punishment depends on their mood and how they feel. They can put you in jail, and you have to wait for a court, or they can just ask you to sign a paper that you're not going to do this again. Obviously, we sign a paper and we always do this again because we want to fight for our basic human rights. And then that was university, where you have then in university, boys and girls are together, and then there's it's easier to find boyfriends. Obviously, I found my first boyfriend, who is my husband right now, and he's in these photos. This is us, the university folks. We planned to a trip, an outdoor trip, a picnic, and here we found a white mulberry tree. And this is what Iranians do. If they find a white mulberry tree outdoors, they just find a sheet somehow. Somebody goes on the tree, shake the tree, and we get white mulberries, which is very sweet and tasty. And I haven't seen any white mulberries in the US or Canada. This is one of the things we have fun. Obviously, what we are doing here again is illegal. We are in public, which is more dangerous. Anybody can see us. So if the police sees us, because we are boys and girls, we are just classmates, not married, not related. Some of us boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh, God forbid. And then they have the right to arrest us, take us to the station, and again, the punishment depends on their mood. And as you can see, we take a risk and we do that because that is our basic human right. And we are like, we want to have basic human rights. But there are things that are more dangerous than just getting arrested and signing a paper. So basically, all the things that you can see in these photos are illegal in Iran. Dancing, kissing your partner, uncover your hair and play some music, dancing. What you see in the top left photo is how Iran looked like before 1979 revolution that radical Islamists took power. What you see here, because you can see like everybody took a photo in front of this square. This square is called the Freedom Square. So this is a symbolic action of doing something that is illegal and is our basic human rights in front of the square. Take a photo of ourselves. And many of them are posted on social media and people get arrested. For example, these girls, they are dancing in public, which is illegal. They post it on social media and they already know that they're going to get arrested, but they do it anyway. And that's how people are fighting. Once you get arrested, anything can happen to you in Iran's jails. It could be as brutal as execution, or it could be as easy as a court with a few years in jail. As a result of this oppressive regime, this oppression that we experience in Iran, every few years an uprising happens. Something sparks an uprising, and we go on the streets, we chant some slogans, and we ask for again, the right to be able to practice the basic things that any human should be able to practice in their lives. Nobody should oppress them. So this is the green movement uprising. I was there back in Iran when this happened. You can see a lot of fire, tear gas on the streets. I was there passing by. I remember it was tear gas everywhere, and I was trying to find my friends who I lost after running away from all the security forces of the Islamic Republic. They have guns and they have batons and they hit you and they shoot you. So it's a lot of running. So I lost my friends and I was passing by, and there was one agent in the middle of the street. He was shooting some people. And I don't know, was it pellets gun? Was it real gun? Was it paintball? I had no idea. I just was trying to be hidden and he doesn't see me, and I can pass and I can go forward and find my friends and be hidden somehow. But I was not hidden. I was there and he could just turn and shoot me. So I survived, but a lot of people didn't. A lot of people got killed on the streets. A lot of people got executed after getting arrested. And a lot of people got tortured, raped, horrific stories. This square is called Vanak Square, and I got arrested in this square for what I was wearing. So these are morality police that were appearing on many different streets, and they were supposed to arrest people who are not covering their body as expected. So for example, you can see that they are arresting her. I had a head covering like her, and they told me that my uniform is not long enough. I had pants. So they arrested me. They took me to a police station. They gave me a number. I had to hold the number, and they took a photo of me with that number. They just wanted to humiliate us and tell us that you are criminals. But this is how we protest. We set up fires, and then we just burn our head covering just to say we want to practice our basic human rights. A lot of people get arrested in these protests again, and doing this is we are basically risking our lives. The next uprising that you might have heard of, big uprising, was about Mahsa Amini. She was actually got arrested and taken to the same station that I was taken. And to be honest, if you talk to any Iranian who is around my age, and they have lived in Tehran, they might have the same experience in the same station. I have friends that I told them I got arrested, and they were like, "Oh, I got arrested, same station." So imagine how many of us have experienced that. And many of us has been arrested more than once. So they arrested her, they beat her in her head, and as a result, she passed away one day after. And there was an uprising after that. You're killing us because we are not covering our body the way that you want us to cover it. So yeah, you can see on the streets, we set up fire. Like, I was not there at that time in Iran, but people set up fires, they burned their head coverings. And you see how the Iranian Islamic Republic agents look like, the forces. They have batons, they have guns, and they are covering their body with, like, they have simple clothes. They don't have police clothes even. But they hit people, they kill people. I remember for that uprising, they killed so many kids under 18, which is very devastating. They tortured many of them before they killed them. And this is the last one. This one happened on January 8 and 9 of 2026. Again, they shut down the internet as they always do. This time, because of the previous uprising, people had the experience that they're going to shut down the internet and do whatever they want to do with the people. So nobody in the world would know. So people had smuggled some Starlinks in Iran, which is very expensive. The punishment of having a Starlink is execution. And only rich people, like few rich people could afford that. But as a result of those Starlinks, on January 10, some footages came out which were very disturbing. There was a lot of body bags in a morgue on top of each other, and people were looking at the faces, opening the zipper, looking at the faces, and trying to find their loved ones. We couldn't believe our eyes, but then more photos came out, more videos came out that showed it has been a mass murder. We don't have access at this time to the internet. We don't know if our loved ones in Iran are alive or dead. It was very difficult. We couldn't call them. They couldn't call us. Everything was shut down. Internet in Iran is still shut down. It's been more than 3 months, more than 100 days. For the most of 2026, they didn't have any internet in Iran. Right now, the government of Iran, after the mass murder in 2 days, which the numbers kept rising because we kept getting more data and more data very slowly, the number of people who've been killed. You know what? I feel the whole world would be shocked when the real number comes out. Right now, the estimations are 20,000, for example, on Amnesty website. There are different websites, different resources. They say it's up to 50,000 people killed in 2 days. Imagine how they hit people with machine guns. How can you kill 50,000 people in 2 days? And to be honest, if you ask me, there's going to be more. When Iran becomes free, we will know, and it's going to be shocking. I'm scared to say how I know, but after 2 weeks after that, massacre that happened in Iran, we could get calls from our families. My friend could get calls, and we started talking to each other. What did your mom say? What did your mom say? What did your mom say? So we know what's going on in Iran right now. A lot of executions is happening. They are killing kids. They are executing kids, arresting them because they were in those protests. There were videos and photos coming out of the people in body bags that had hospital equipment on their chest, on their bodies, which shows that they took them alive and put them in body bags from hospitals. They went to the hospital and they shot injured people. They have imported terrorist groups from Iraq and Afghanistan to Iran to do this to the people of Iran. Right now, our loved ones are hostages inside Iran. The main slogan when things happened with Mahsa Amini was "Woman, Life, Freedom." The previous uprising was for killing Mahsa Amini. The main slogan in this uprising is "Death to the Dictator," and they are calling Javid Shah. Javid Shah it means long live Shah, king, which the previous king of Iran, he got exiled after the revolution that brought in radical Islamists to Iran. But his son is alive and he's in exile, and people are asking for his help because the terrorist groups who are in power in Iran right now, they have guns, they have machine guns, they have military level machine guns, and they are killing people. We cannot defend with our bodies. We're going to get killed. So they're asking for help from him, and he has accepted the invitation to be the leader of a transition for Iran. He has proposed a plan for transition. It is available online. And he said that his goal and his mission is to bring Iran to a point that people can vote for the government that they want, what type of government they want. But before that, we have to get rid of these terrorists in our country, in our homeland. So people were asking help from Trump. They are asking for military intervention from Trump. We have done anything we could with bare hands in the past 47 years, and too many people are getting killed. Number of executions in just 2026 has passed 600, and they are executing kids and people as young as 18. I'm having nightmares every night. My life is all I hear in the past 4 months, and in all my life is somebody got tortured, somebody got executed, they drowned like 500 people at the same time. I cannot even call them animals because animals are amazing. They are just very pathetic, brutal creatures. Imagine somebody could kill a woman and they could assault her body, take a video of that assault and send it to her husband through her phone. What type of creature you are? And these are the news that I hear. I get nightmares that I get killed in a mass shooting. I get nightmares that I get drowned, that the people I love get drowned. It's very difficult to live in this time. So I hope this video helps to understand why we are asking for military intervention. And the war is going to fix this, and do we think that war is going to finish them? We don't know. But what was the other option? What else could we do? What else could we ask that less people get killed? We don't know. So this has been our life so far. Some of us are hopeful right now with the war. Some of us are hopeless. We think nothing's going to happen with this war again, and our families have to continue living with these barbaric creatures as a hostage in their homeland. So we are experiencing a lot of different emotions, and it is very difficult. Thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you so much for listening to me. This was very important for me to share. And I hope and I pray for a free Iran. And I can't wait for a free Iran so I can invite all my amazing American and Canadian friends to my homeland, and I can show them the beauty and the delicious food, and I can invite them to my home to meet my loved ones.